The Leo and Danny show.
No, you would have been the worst emperor, bro. Oh, you would have been disgusting. You would have had so much gay sex, but then also just murder. On the gladiators, bro, you would have tried to kill the big fucking good ones. You would have been like, thumbs down. And be like, he just killed everybody here. Why are you just sending the guards to kill him? You're like, it's funny.
I'm pretty insecure.
It's a bit.
And I would not like to know that there were gladiators who were better fighters than I was, who were getting more attention from the women in the crowd. So yeah, Leo.
You would.
If they were better looking and more successful than I was as emperor.
What if you heard like whispers of like the girls paying a little extra to a guard to go bang one of those gladiators late at night?
He would have a poisonous snake in his sheets before he woke up. What if they kill people back then, right?
What would your, like you'd have your little setup where the king where you'd watch the games, the gladiator games. What would you include in your setup? What would be a few of the like people there? What kind of foods? What kind of entertainment, or what would you have there to watch the game?
Okay, so I would have a young wench. Those are sort of oxymorons. Roman times. There's no fucking telling. And I don't want to get this video removed, so we'll leave that one a question mark. But I can tell you, I would have loaded up on dates in my orchard, and I would have a primitive funnel with me in the booth.
You would be shitting on people in your booth.
I guarantee Caligula was doing worse. Caligula? I need to read his biography, and we need to go to Rome and have a fucking Caligula video.
Oh, stop.
Because it sounds like just the biggest abuse of power that's ever occurred in human history.
Yes, dude.
I mean, some might argue incorrectly that Hitler abused his power worse. Right. I'm voting Caligula.
Yeah.
He started off so innocent and cool, and then he just completely lost his mind once he assumed the throne.
How did he start off? I don't even know anything about that.
He was like just hanging out with the current emperor as like his assistant because his parents got murdered by like people that the emperor knew at the time or whatever.
Caligula was a bastard?
Yeah, basically he was like an orphan taken under the wing of, or as his mom was in prison. And he wanted to get her out of prison. And he was like the assistant to the emperor. And eventually he was assumed to be, he was picked to be the replacement because he murdered Caesar's at the time's grandson, who was like they were going to both be emperor at the same time. So instead, Caligula smothered him to death and assumed power.
This is why you should never let poor people elevate themselves in class.
So he was he gay, Caligula? Did he do a lot of homosexual acts?
From what I've heard, not only was he sexually depraved, but he was an asshole. He was super vengeful. He didn't get anything done as far as public works or governance.
He went into like a 3-month coma and woke up and was a crazy person.
Why do you know so much about Caligula?
There's a whole documentary. I watch a bunch of history shit sometimes. So there's a long documentary on Netflix.
There's an anime based on Caligula.
Yeah, that's what it is. I read the manga, the Caligula manga.
The Caligula manga.
That's what I was saying.
The manga he showed me, though, at some point we were discussing a manga is, what is the definition of manga? It's just
it's like the comic book, but they turn the comic book into an anime.
This man, this hero in the story was raped by a huge guy when he was young, and they show it.
That's not heroic at all.
They show it, dude. They show it. They show the big guy raping him as a kid, dude.
This is why Japan,
and
that's why Japan is singularly will never be a world power again. Their idea of masculinity is so fucking screwed. They can sell us VCRs and they can sell us cars, but other than that, I don't want any Japanese ideas over here. I was watching a documentary recently with my girlfriend about these male prostitute lounges they have going on in Japan. And every single guy in there looks, dresses, probably is gay, has teeth like people in the worst provinces of England. I don't get it. Like, the people they put up on a pedestal as sexy or unattractive. The heroes they put forth in their manga, or whatever the fuck you just said, are rape victims. What's heroic about getting raped? Why doesn't any guy in any cell block in any federal prison have his own comic book of getting raped as the path to heroism?
Yeah, it's an odd comic book. I'll say that much. For sure.
His adopted dad sold him that night,
right?
To the big black guy.
His dad sold him to a big black guy, and he gets raped, dude. I swear, it's in the
for one night. He sold him for one night.
They show the image of the kid, dude. It's so fucked.
Austin, you and I need.
It's called Berserk.
I'm upset you even know the name. I probably watch
He's a
too
big
much
fan.
football, and I think you watch too much anime. And I think
Probably.
we need to limit ourselves because watching football, watching anime, it brings nothing to this podcast, right?
Well, the kids that also a bunch of the kids I think also watch, and they feel connected to Austin, and like he's talking to his big brothers who are assholes, and